Okay. Now I want to talk about the difference between a wrap shot and a thumb leader. Now, the rules are very clear that you're not allowed to deliver a wrap shot if you are within arm's reach. You're not allowed to reach so that your wrist is behind the shield. The wrap shot name was created in the SCA to describe a certain shot that we deliver. But it's been kind of misapplied in a lot of ways and used to cover any shot that uses the false edge of the sword. So first, let's start with terminology. The true edge of the sword is the leading edge, okay? If you're grabbing the sword, whichever direction your fingers are facing the front of your hand, that's the true edge. The back edge for any double-edged sword is called the false edge, okay? Or you can call it the back edge, but most of the historical manuals refer to the true edge and the false edge, okay? A wrap shot and what I'm going to describe to you in a minute as a thumb leader both deliver blows with the false edge. So keep that in mind. What I'm going to be doing here, I'm always going to be striking with the back of the sword, okay? So everybody's heard what a wrap shot is, but a lot of people don't actually know what it is. A wrap shot is a blow delivered behind your opponent using a wrapping, reaching technique. And generally, you deliver it by hitting either in the mid part of the blade or the lower third of the blade. And the reason you do it is to get through defenses and also to deliver a lot of power, okay? Which we don't need when we're doing LARP combat. So from here, if I was ready to do a wrap shot on the heavy bag, I'd step very deep in, okay? You notice my hand is coming back, and from here, I reach back and I'm hitting with the false edge of the sword deep on my target, okay? It's coming in with a lot of force because I'm not only whipping it around, but and I'm pulling it towards me. And I'm striking at a point where the point of balance will work with me and it won't allow the sword to cantilever, okay? That's the wrap shot. Again, you come in very deep and you deliver it very forcefully with the lower half of the blade. Now, a wrap shot can also go high, okay? It can even go offset. But the point is, I'm going very deep, okay? And you don't want to do that in LARP because by its very nature, I'm reaching behind my opponent and I'm already within arm's reach, and if they've got a shield, I'm easily past the shield. What is legal is a thumb leader shot. Now, a thumb leader is in some ways very similar in that we're going to use the back edge, the false edge of the blade. However, with a thumb leader, I'm using really the upper quarter or no more than the upper third of the blade, okay? And when I deliver a thumb leader shot, I still reach out, okay? And the reason it's called a thumb leader is because my thumb's coming into my target first. My thumb is facing my opponent, not my palm being up and my fingers leading, okay? So, thumb leader, okay? I'm throwing the shot out and I'm striking with the false edge, okay? Now, I absolutely could use this to go deep into my opponent's defenses by stepping offline, you see. But you notice I'm still hitting with that last part of the blade, okay? The upper quarter, really. And for me, if I can get within 6 inches of the end of the blade, that's my preferred delivery method. And from here, I can deliver this very quickly and very easily low on the leg without changing my body posture, so it doesn't give anything away to my opponent. You can also do this offside too, okay? You can throw and hit with the back edge of the sword, the false edge of the sword, thumb leader offside. I generally throw them onside, here, 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 and depending on the combat system, over top and down. Now, you can deliver a lot of stinging force with these. This was, for a lot of years, my go-to shot, and it was very painful and very devastating because while I'm not stepping deep in like a rat with a lot of mechanical advantage, what I would do is whip it very quickly. And so there was a lot of acceleration behind the mass, and so when it struck, it was very stinging and very debilitating. You don't want to do that for LARP. So when I throw this, I'm going to, again, aim at the surface. I'm not trying to penetrate. I'm just trying to tap the surface, okay? And again, I'll face the camera when I deliver this. My hand goes out, thumb comes forward, and I actually do pull my arm back a little bit at the end to accelerate the tip, okay? But again, I'm not accelerating it for force. I'm accelerating it for speed and precision, okay? And so that's the thumb leader. That is a legal shot by our rule set, because you'll notice when I throw the thumb leader, I'm not within arm's reach. And if my opponent has a shield, as long as I'm not reaching my wrist past the shield, I haven't done anything wrong. That is an excellent delivery system for a back edge shot. And it's very effective. In particular, I find it's extremely effective for low shots, because as opposed to leaning forward with a true edge shot, I can just drop my hand and shoulder and deliver it to my opponent's shins. So that's the difference between a thumb leader and a wrap shot. The wrap shot, I do not recommend you ever try. It is against the rules that we're fighting under. A thumb leader, very effective, very useful, and does comply with the rules. As always, make sure you're only using sufficient force, preferably lightest touch, when delivering shots to your opponent, okay? We don't want to hurt our friends while we're doing our role play. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.